Hey, what's up, you guys? I have no idea what happened to the beginning of this video, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put my thumbnail here and just tell you about it right here. This is an all signs reading for the Virgo new moon. You can feel free to mix and match, check out your other placements, sun, moon, rising, Venus, whichever placements feel relevant to you at the time. If you check those other signs out, you might get a more personalized reading for yourself. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. You are the most powerful thing in your reality, so don't give your power away to anyone or anything, not even me, not the cards, nothing. So, yeah, and also, if I sound sick, it's because I am, but I wanted to get this message out to you guys in a timely manner for the new moon that's tonight. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Here we go. We'll go ahead and start with Aries. All right, so we pulled the Six of Fire and the Three of Pentacles, both in reverse. So to me, this speaks about fairness, feeling as though something is unfair, feeling like you're working hard and not really getting the result that you want. Potentially working hard and having somebody else benefit from it more than you. And what I'm seeing here is that you may not want to go to a higher source to talk about it, but I feel like that might be in your best interest just to maybe bring it up in a way. You might not want to rock the boat or cause trouble, but I feel like if you bring this up to somebody in a higher position, they may be able to help balance things out without rocking the boat too much. But I do feel like it's important for you to speak up and have your own back in this situation. And because if you carry on just kind of being taken advantage of, then that's how the situation will carry on. And so definitely look out for yourself and do what you need to do for yourself, yeah, so that's what I've got for Aries. Taurus is next. We've got the Queen of Fire and the Emperor. So that's interesting. These cards are both masters of their craft in a lot of ways. Well, the Emperor, it's like the where the magician is still learning his craft, the Emperor has become the alchemist, and I always say the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire, she's the best witch in the deck. So this just tells me that you are filled with a lot of passion to move forward in something, and whatever that is, I feel like you'll get your eye on the target and you will be able to take all the necessary steps to be able to get there. So whatever it is that you're wanting, wherever it is you're wanting to go, I feel like you have absolutely everything you need to do it. You have all the elements on your side. You have your intuition on your side. You've got source on your side. And all you have to do is just move forward with whatever it is that you're passionate about. Just take those steps because you're going to get there and you're going to be glad that you did in the end. All right, Gemini. So with Gemini, we've got the King of Earth and the Justice card in reverse. So this tells me that something that felt very stable, felt like it was going to last forever, or at least be very long lasting, is starting to lose its stability and starting to fall out of balance. And it feels like that can be very scary. The image I'm getting is like when you have a forest fire, for instance, there are seeds that can only sprout and grow once they have reached a certain temperature. So they need for things to kind of fall apart. They need for things to burn off, so that they can start to grow. And so this shake up in your stability is actually for your benefit in the long run, because it's giving you the necessary drive for certain things to sprout and for you to have certain ideas to move forward and get you somewhere where you never would have gone had you stayed in the comfort of whatever this stability was. So this shakeup is definitely necessary in order for you to reach heights that you never would have possibly imagined beforehand. So the thing I'm noticing about both of these cards is they each have a jewel right here, and that's telling me that, listen to your intuitive guidance. Listen to the intel that's coming in, because it might logically feel a certain way, but intuitively you're going to feel this guidance, and that's definitely in your best interest to follow. It's there for you to help you. And so listen to your hunches, pay attention to your dreams, and just keep the faith, pray and set your intentions, and trust that you will be guided by the divine along your, highest vibrational path if you do listen. So make sure that you're listening to that. Okay, Cancer. Cancer, we've got the 10 of Fire and the 2 of Pentacles. So this 10 of Fire, okay, so this says you've got to burn off the excess you have, and there's balance underneath. There is dead weight that you're carrying that is ready to be released to find this balanced state underneath. It's going to definitely bring you more into alignment to let go. Sometimes juggling all this extra weight is not in your best interest. So with the 2 of Pentacles here, this tells us change is constant. Change is inevitable. It is the only thing we can really rely on, right? So this just asks for you to take inventory and ask yourself what would benefit you to drop at this time? What would benefit you to just be able to let go of? What are you holding on to that feels too heavy? Because you're being called to let loose of those things and to cut those cords. I will say there's bear medicine, horse medicine, snake medicine, butterfly medicine, wolf medicine, and eagle medicine. If that resonates for you, that is definitely here today. So you definitely have your guides with you, and they are ready to help you move along this highest vibrational path forward for you. So don't be afraid to let go of dead weight at this time. All right, Leo. We've got the 4 of Earth and the 10 of Pentacles. To me, these cards are like opposite sides of the same coin. They're both having stability, but one card is holding on so tight to this stability because you're afraid of losing it. And this other card is just having everything you need and trusting in it and just going with the flow, being confident in what you have, and just knowing that you're always provided for, knowing that you're in this abundant universe that wants to provide for you, that wants to give you everything you need. We live on this beautiful planet that has absolutely everything that we need for us. And so it's like, I would say this is kind of a call to question where you're holding on so tightly, because that's actually coming from a mindset of fear of lack, which doesn't promote this kind of a lifestyle where you just naturally, easily have the things that you need. It takes work, but you know that it's there, and you know that you have enough. So this, I would say, is just to ask yourself, just take note of your mindset when it comes to lack and fear, and ask yourself how you can come back into balance, and remember your true nature of you're a creature of this earth. We might be starseeds, we might be from other places, but ultimately you're in this earth body and you're working with Gaia. You're living in her, essentially. All these cells are borrowed from her, and it's like, take note from her. She's not afraid to not have enough. She knows that there will always be enough. And so this is just asking you to kind of come back down, come back into balance, come back to reality, and remember who you are, remember where you came from, and remember what a powerful creator you are, because you are. All right, Virgo's next. Okay, so Virgo, you've got the Queen of Earth and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So you pulled the same card from two different decks, but one's in reverse and one's upright. So the Queen of Earth, she is very grounded. She is very fertile. She knows how to set things in place and allow for them to grow. Things that are going to last a long time. Things that are going to be very stable and very fertile, very abundant. They're going to produce a lot of fruit. But with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, this just asks us to look at the pieces that are dying off. It's like when you need to just prune your, is that what it's called? When you've got like plants and there's pieces dying off, and you need to cut those pieces off to allow for the plant to spend its energy on the pieces that are thriving and the pieces that are alive and growing. So this just asks you to look at that, to look at where you could potentially benefit from just trimming away the things that are no longer serving you. Because ultimately, that's going to create for a more fertile environment in the long run. That's what I'm getting for you, Virgo. On this Virgo new moon. All right, Libra. Okay, so you pulled the Three of Fire and the Two of Cups, both in reverse. So, to me, this is a very, should I stay or should I go energy. It's like knowing that there's a connection that's not really feeling very connected anymore. But feeling like you want to leave, but not really wanting to leave. You know what I'm saying? So, I say with this, you've really got to come back to yourself and come back to your heart and ask yourself, is this worth holding on to? Do you actually see this going somewhere in the future that is beneficial for you? Do you see this growing in the future, or do you know intuitively that it's not going to really work out? This is not my place to tell you to stay or to go. This is just a call for me to tell you that you have all those answers. when you really sit down and come back into yourself and you feel into those two options, like truly, like genuinely feel into going in those directions and ask yourself which one feels the most beneficial to you, which one feels the healthiest to you and your heart. Sometimes stepping away can lead you back to a situation. If it's really what's meant for you, it can lead you back, you know? So I think that this is really just a time for you to take your own health into account when you take your next steps forward. Do what's the healthiest thing you can do for you, and just trust that the universe is always going to have your back. And when you take a step towards your health, everything is going to conspire in your favor after that, and everything around you is going to look a little healthier. And you can never truly lose what's yours. What's yours, will never leave you. And what's truly with you is always with you. So we have to be willing to surrender sometimes. And sometimes just that courageous act in itself and just moving in this other direction might just, you'll probably be very, very pleased with the outcome in the long run, because you know, things will conspire in your favor, and you might just find yourself back in the situation that you had hoped to be in, but now with a healthier mindset, and the other party having kind of checked themselves as well, if that's the case and if that's what needs to happen. Otherwise, you'll find yourself having gone on this journey and found some better things, you know. So as long as you take the next step that has your health in mind, you're going to find yourself happy with the outcome of the results of your decision. Okay, so let's see. That was Libra. So Scorpio next. We have the King of Air and the Page of Swords. So very, very air sign here. I'm going to take a sip here. I'm feeling a little out of breath. I'm sorry this is my voice today, but I wanted to get this message out to you in the timely manner for the new moon, and this is just me today, so. Okay. So we've got the King of Air and the Page of Swords. So I'm feeling like there's definitely some communication. Both cards speak to communication. This card, you can see there's light language coming out of the mouths, and these are both mental cards, you know, and the pages are about communication. So this definitely feels like something that needed to be thought through for quite a while. I feel like you've been stewing on this. And it feels like now it's time to speak. Now it is time to open up and let this information out. And with the Page of Swords here, you might actually find yourself being the receiver of some information. And that might be the perfect time for you to finally let out what it is you've been holding on to. It feels like you've got the keys. It feels like you've got some important information. So I feel like there's a conversation being had here. Be mindful of the information that you choose to let out. I feel like you might want to let out enough. Like you're going to be receiving this information back. So sometimes you want to let out just enough information to where you get the information that you need first before you proceed. Oh, excuse me. But it feels like you are supported in opening up that throat chakra and opening up and allowing for everything to kind of come through. So yeah, make sure that you're taking care of yourself as you allow for this information to come through, though. Okay, that was Scorpio. Oh, and another note. Just based on the fact that it's Scorpio. I feel like that's why it makes sense that it's coming through. Like, I'm a Scorpio rising, so I get it. We can have a sharp tongue. And so I really feel like you just want to make sure that you're going to look back and be proud of the words that you spoke and the actions that you took. Because it does feel like there is a conversation coming that has been needing to happen for a while, that you have been stewing on, and you do have that scorpion stinger, and so you want to just make sure that you're taking care of yourself in the way that you know that just don't hurt yourself in the long run is what I'm trying to say. Like don't say all these hurtful things just because it feels good and because you've been thinking them, when that's going to screw you over in the long run. You see what I mean? So I think that this is just definitely time to be very mindful of the words that you speak, because they do want to come out. It's time for them to come out, but be mindful of it. Don't just spew it out. You know what I mean? And also hold back a little bit until you get all the information that you need, and then you might be interested in speaking some more. Okay, Sagittarius. We've got the Five of Earth and the Page of Cups in reversed. So the Five of Earth is about the things we're tied down to because of what we gained from them. It's like sometimes we have a job that we don't necessarily like, or don't necessarily always like, but it puts food on the table and it pays your student loans and it, whatever. And so it's worth it for the time being, even though it's not your favorite place to be. So that's kind of what the Five of Earth is about. But we've got the Page of Cups here in reverse. So that's like communication that's not coming around. It's almost like there's something that your heart is in, and you're waiting on communication about it, but it's not coming around. And so you kind of just feel like you're locked up almost in this prison of your own making, but it's like you're getting somewhere through sticking it out and waiting and just keeping your head down and keeping your nose to the grindstone and making your money. And so I definitely feel like this is a call for you to put your focus back into your work. If you're waiting on, like, say, for instance, like a romantic partner, you're waiting on a text back from them, you're waiting on something from them, and that's all you can think about, and it's causing you to, it's taking away from the work that you're doing, it's like, come back to your work, focus on what's important, um, make your money, do what's good for you, build yourself up, and if that comes or not, at least you'll be in a good place for yourself financially and all of that. So it's just like, try to lay it down. Try not to focus on that. I know that sometimes that's easier said than done, but get your mind back into your work and do what you got to do, because you're going to be the one that is doing, you're going to be the one that has your own back. You're going to be the one that builds yourself up. You're going to be the one that gives yourself everything that you need. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Okay, Capricorn. So we've got the Counselor, which is number 11, and Temperance in reverse. Let me feel into this for you a little bit. With the Counselor, of course, like, I always kind of feel like maybe there's somebody in your life that you look up to, or somebody in your life that does what it is that you're wanting to do, that you can ask for help, that can help guide you in the right direction, or at least give you some tips on how to go about what you're doing. If they've done it before, they might be able to give you some tips where you can learn from their mistakes and grow. Now, with the Temperance in reverse, that kind of tells me that, like, you're stuck in the old world a little bit. Temperance in the upright is like coming out of all the BS and having learned from it and understanding how to use the elements in a different way now that, like, benefits you so much more than you ever realized that they could benefit you in the past. And so in the reverse, it's kind of like just having trouble coming out of the gunk, having trouble letting go of all of the crap from before. She has to learn how to thrive after having gone through so much BS. So, I feel like you're going to be able to turn your Temperance card into the upright, but it's like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask somebody ask people, like, if you have somebody that you trust, it's always good to ask them ahead of time, do you have the space, the mental capacity at this time to let me vent to you? Maybe you actually would benefit from, like, going to counseling of some sort, like setting up therapy. But I feel like you need to talk through everything that you've been through, because you're kind of just like in the muck right now. And once you're able to kind of just like unload and let it go and get another perspective on it, you're gonna start having these epiphanies, and you're gonna start realizing, like, how you can benefit from this and how you can thrive, like, beyond what's happened to you, beyond where you've been, and beyond all this stuff. You're gonna start to learn how you can thrive through that and past that, and use that as your benefit to move forward in a better way, and to learn how to use the elements. That's one thing I love the most about the Temperance card, is that she's got fire and water, and she's putting them together, and it's coming forward with this, like, rainbow is coming out of it. It's like she's creating something brand new, that's beautiful, with these two elements that she had no idea she could, fire does this, water does this. Who knew when you put them together they would do this, So, yeah, I feel like you just need to kind of unload and let let your burdens go and maybe just get a different perspective on the matter. Because I feel like you're just holding on to a lot of heaviness that it's time for you to grow and thrive, let go of that stuff, and sometimes that's not always just that easy like that, but I think that you're gonna do some really great things once you come out the other side of that. So, all right, Aquarius, we have the Scribe in reverse and the Five of Cups upright. So let's see here. So we've got bee medicine. I don't know what these birds are. If they're storks, cranes probably. I don't know. There is what is that beetle called? I forget what these beetles are called, but there's a beetle there. Okay. And the feather is here. So I feel like, excuse me, it feels like I don't know, this situation can be vice versa. So either okay, let me put it this way. The Scribe is about a written word, right? So there is, maybe you need to be careful about the things that you're writing down in text, email, whatever it is, and sending out. Or you need to be careful about believing this information that's coming into you. Either way. But the feather, to me, it talks about truth. And when this is in the reverse, I feel like that's a strong implication that there is some dishonest communication happening. And so you really need to watch out, whether it's you being dishonest or somebody being dishonest with you. You'll be the one to decide that and know that for a fact. But with the Five of Cups, that's also saying like, you're focusing in on the things that are negative, the things that you're upset about, the things that you're depressed about, the things that you don't like, but there's all these other things, all these other opportunities being offered to you that you can't really see because you're too focused in on the things that didn't work out. So that's very interesting, Aquarius. Definitely be careful about the things that you put down into writing, and remember that they're spells. Remember that you're spelling them out. You are taking a thought and bringing it into reality. So definitely be careful about that. Don't lash out in anger. Don't say things you don't mean just because you're hurt. Yeah. And then on the other hand, just if you're the receiver of the information, just be very wary. Not to say that all the information coming to you is going to be false, but it's just to say that use your intuition, use your gut, and you will know if something doesn't feel right, then there's something off about it. So, but definitely this is kind of a push and a promise to say, like, there's better things waiting for you. There are better things being offered to you. So just try to expand your vision and expand your horizons to be able to see that. Because, yeah, this other stuff hurts, but there's more. There's more. So, yeah. When you feel like there's not more, there's more. Okay? All right. Pisces. Ooh, okay. So we've got Destiny. which is 16. So it comes to a 7. And the 9 of Wands in reverse. Came in reverse. So, okay. So right off the bat, destiny, I have kind of a interesting relationship with that word. I don't necessarily believe that. I just feel like we have a lot of free will. I know that we have a lot of free will. And so I think that some things are preordained, but we still have a lot of free will around those circumstances. So I do feel like this is speaking about gifts being given to you, though. Like gifts laid along your path, things that you were, like you might have, like before you came into this life, they were kind of set along your path. You knew you were going to walk into these things, right? There's snake medicine. There is ego medicine here. There is quite a bit of snake medicine, actually. There's 3 snakes. I'm hearing raven. So this is so very interesting. So I feel like there is like a doorway opening up for you. And I feel like it's okay to have your guard down. Like it's okay not to have your defenses up because these things were already set for you. These things were meant for you. So, definitely, always use your discernment, but really go with your heart. Like, take a moment and stop and just come back in and focus and ask yourself, like, okay, if I step through this doorway, if I go down this path, how does that feel? Do you feel scared? Do you feel like you need to put your defenses up? You might feel that way based on things from your past, but I feel like it's safe. It feels like it's safe. Like this was meant for you and for you alone. It was meant for you to be able to do greater things in the long run. So if this opportunity is opening up for you and it feels right to you, then it is. Sorry about that, 1 second. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm getting for that. So that's pretty interesting. I would definitely, for you, Pisces, if this is the first one you're checking, I would go check your other sun, moon, rising, Venus, whatever placements feel relevant to you, so that you can maybe get a little bit more intel into this. Just remember your free will. Remember that you are a powerful creator and you can do whatever you want in this life. So things might have felt like you could, you might have felt like this was an area you were destined to go down, and you might not feel like you want to this time around or at this moment when you get there, and that's okay. You don't have to, So you can say no to things, but you can also say yes to things, even if it feels scary. So trust your heart, trust your intuition, ask your guides and guardians, meditate a little bit. You're a Pisces, you got this. You're connected to all of that. So trust your guidance and things are going to be okay. All right. Well, that's all I've got for everyone today. I hope this was helpful. I hope this helps you through the new moon. And yeah, blessings, everyone. I'll catch you next time. Bye.